Hello, my name is Franz and welcome to the Colorizer tutorials. Today I'm going to show you how to correct certain parts of the image with the colors. So we could either use now the timeline what we had from the last tutorial, or I create a new generation to start fresh over with an empty timeline. So both would work, but I will prefer a new timeline now. I'll show you how to do that. So I'm closing this project and I'm with my plus button, I create a new generation, now generation 3. I start here my colorizer by clicking on my colorizer icon, and I'm starting with a fresh timeline. Well, okay, so what we have now is a colorized version of this clip, but still we have some problems we would like to fix. First, we see that like here on my cowboy, the color of the shirt don't fit very well. So we could create now a color library again to do this, but I have already created one, so I'm importing my colors from a previous created library. So I have here, when you look into this, I have here my Buster Keaton and my cowboy, like here the cowboy on the right side, and the colors, for instance, for his shirt, I have already defined earlier. So how to deal with this, that the arm here is not like it should be, and probably some other things. So I'm starting here where his arm is somewhere in the middle. Okay. Go here, create a filter, and now this is the next filter I would like to show you is Colorize Mask. We talked about Colorize and Color Image Sample in a previous tutorial, but today we will use Colorize Mask. So Colorize Mask, the difference between the Colorize Mask and the other filter is that only the colors or the mask which I create are corrected and nothing else from the picture is changed. So I'm selecting here my shirt. I go here to my mask selection tool, and actually I could click now on his arm. This will create a mask with my automatic mask selector, and I can with left and right clicks I can make the mask bigger and smaller. Well, I will do the whole shirt actually, but probably I just would need to do his right arm, but in any case I'm just doing the whole shirt. Again, here take care that the hand doesn't go in, and here. Okay, this is shirt, but this is not shirt. So, right. No, that's not a shirt. Okay, so we have now selected an object, the cowboy with the shirt, and now we want to bring this actually over the time. So how we do that? Well, one thing is I could just step to the next frame and it will transfer the mask. So there is a built-in mask transfer which works over the time. So I could step, watch the masks if it's correct, and I could go in there and correct masks as I go. So here there's something missing on the shirt. I can go on. And if the mask tracking works quite nice, I could even do a render filter which would apply the mask over the time. So it's now rendering the mask from here to the beginning. So I can follow the mask to see if it's correct or not. Here we see I'm losing his arm a little bit, so I need to help the system to do here's a bit too much. So it will create another reference frame, and it will recalculate the mask now from the current reference frame to the previous and next reference frame automatically. So it updates my correction to both sides, roughly until to the middle of it. So here the mask is not perfect anymore again. So what I do is I update the mask and it will go into the tracking over the time. So while I'm rendering, I probably see intermediate results, but that shouldn't be disturbing. So when I look at this, actually the shirt is done nicely over the time. Of course, I could use more objects or different objects at the same time, or I can stack masks together. So to do this, for instance, I would like here is quite okay actually. Let's see about the trouser. You see here in the background something, we will take care about this later. So let's probably do a more complicated mask, because Buster Keaton is moving quite fast over here, yeah. And we see that actually I don't like, for instance, how his shirt and his jacket is changing, yeah. So if I want to fix those two things, I just create another mask layer. Go to my Buster Keaton, to the gilet, and select. So it's a bit selecting it too much at the beginning, so I have to get rid of all this which were not in my, or should not be in my selection. Here the dark area is also this, and this is part of it. And I could do the shirt at the same time. Doing the shirt, no, this is not part of it. So, yeah, that will do the job actually, I think. Oh, here it's too much. Okay, so and now when I step further, I have also a propagation of the masks over the time. So again, I could just step through it, or I render through it to see. Here, when the arm comes up, you see it's not perfectly correct, because he's, no, well, not too bad actually. Ah, but I see his hand here, yeah. So actually from here on the hand is not correct. So there's another feature, it's called auto select object. So the highlighted one is in orange and the other one has a different color. So this jacket has another color, and for some reason now this hand became a jacket as well. So what does auto select is when I click now on this color, it's automatically highlighted the gilet, and I could right click on that to get rid of this. When I render it now, I have now a second keyframe, and the system would go back a few frames until here, yeah, and would go forward. And here I need to help the system again a little bit. Selecting this, right click on it, and see what it does. This is a very fast motion, I have to say. So in very fast motion situations, you could end up with more interactive work needed. Like we saw on the shirt, there was not much necessary, but here you see I have to take care a bit more. Okay. Well, the hand is hardly visible over here. Okay, so actually we did now the shirt from the guy, and we did the shirt from Buster Keaton and his gilet. So let's do a side by side of what we have done today. So on the left side is the previous, and on the right side is now our colorized object. So I can, when I go back in, I can even go in here and see the masks always which I had on the different objects. I could select it over here to see which one is which one and have the colors. Okay, so what did we do today? Actually, we talked today about Colorize Mask over the time, so how to create a mask and how to track the mask over the time and assign the mask a color. So thank you very much.